We're here with a 1957 Chevy two-door hardtop, but this isn't just any Chevrolet two-door hardtop. This is affectionately known as the Wicked Lady, and we're going to give you a walk-around tour. You're going to meet the owner, tell you all about it. And here is our owner, current owner, Denny Miller. Denny?
Good morning.
Good morning. And I want you to tell us a little bit about the car and a little bit about what's been done.
Sure.
Now, when you found this, it was a good old solid 57 Chevy stock.
Stock and everyday driver.
Mm-hmm.
The driver, unfortunately, though, had to ride on 3 telephone books because the seats had been pretty much chewed up by rats as an everyday driver. But he did drive it every day. And I started looking for it in 2002. Actually found it in 2003. Didn't buy it because it was too expensive in my book, and I had a budget of $50,000 for the car. So I held off, but I weakened in 2004 and purchased the car, and before I knew it, I was way beyond my $50,000 budget. And to give you an example, we have invested a total of $30,000 in both the paint and the upholstery.
Now that's just paint and upholstery.
Just paint and upholstery.
This is not a $30,000 restoration in total. We know that.
No. So Jim Sandlin at SoCal Custom was the gentleman that engineered the building. My design, along with the help of Jim, but he did all of the work. So for somebody who is interested in investing in a magnificent icon, I would tell you, you don't have to worry about the fact that I turned a wrench on this car or took out a dent, because I am not capable. I am not a mechanic, and I'm not a painter or a body man. So this car was totally restored by professional guys that earn a good wage, I will tell you that.
So this was SoCal Speed Shop here in the Northwest.
SoCal Speed Shop, and Vic Keeler of Motor Cars by Vic did all of the mechanical as far as the engine, the transmission, the rear end, and that sort of thing.
Right, and Vic is very well known here in the Portland area.
Very, very well known.
Let's walk around and we'll take a look and point out some of the details of things you did. Now, when you bought this, obviously it was just kind of an old, used 57 Chevy. And
Yes.
then, so it was black originally, I think you said?
It was black and white. It was built in Los Angeles, California, rather than Detroit. And the reason that I know that is because in Los Angeles, the Chevy had a one-piece bumper, and it was built in Detroit. It had a three-piece bumper, section here and here. So this is one-piece bumper.
Mm-hmm.
The unique part about the front end is the grill is a custom grill designed by me and Jim Sandlin, but put together by Jim. And it is like a Dodge Charger, which is where we borrowed the idea. In the chrome here on the front, where normally on a stock 57 you have rubber bumpers, these are 48 Ford parking lights.
Oh, great.
And it's got a one-piece headlight with the turn signals in the bottom. And the hood, my idea, and Jim Sandlin put it together. I did not like the standard bullets. I wanted a scoop look, which with the grill makes the front end fall down and looks wider as you look at the car from the front.
Mm-hmm. It's excellent. As we come around the side, just some of the details, I think people see. The chrome is gorgeous. You chrome and stainless on this car.
Chrome has all been either brand new or redone. And for the life of me, I can't tell you which is which. What you can't see here on the front is that it has a 2-inch drop coil front end by Heights. H-E-I-D-T apostrophe S. It's a 2-inch drop coilover front suspension system. And if you look right behind that front wheel, you'll see what is known in my era as a lake plug. And what you do, you simply undo those 2 bolts, and you're running straight off of the engine. You bypass the exhaust system, which means that it makes it go faster.
What we used to call a cutout in the old days.
Cutout, yes.
Yep, exactly. And what color is the paint, by the way?
Paint is 05 Corvette Magentic Red Metallic.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful, and boy, the shine is deep. And
Well, it has won Best of Paint in a couple of car shows. Biggest one was last year at the Canby show out of 600 and I think 30 cars about. It won the Stan Dietz Best Paint Memorial Award.
And this has been at the Portland Roadster Show, which is
the Portland Roadster Show. It's won Best in Class. It did not win Best in Show, but has won Best in Class for Modified Custom Hardtop.
That's great.
It's done it at the Portland Hot Rod Association as well.
Now these mirrors do not look like 57 Ford, or pardon me, 57 Chevrolet rear view mirrors.
They are not. They are off of a Mini Cooper.
Really?
And I picked those mirrors because I wanted to match the carbon fiber accents that we have on the car, which is in the rear fin instead of aluminum. And that is not a paint job like a lot of other cars. That is real carbon fiber. And I tried to pick up the carbon fiber accent, being that I wanted this to be a standout custom, a sophisticated one, not a rock your socks off the wall custom. So this was to be for people who wanted something kind of sophisticated, I guess is the best way to say it, rather than off the wall. So I matched the interior dash with carbon fiber, and I even matched the seat on the front insets with Mercedes-Benz embossed leather, so that it looks like carbon fiber.
Great, we'll open it up here in just a minute.
Sure.
But yeah, there's a real slight metallic, which I don't know if you can see here in the video, but beautifully done. Again, it's a very subtle paint job, which really sets off the rest of the car. It's flashy, but it's not too flashy, I guess would be the phrase. If we come around the back bumper, I know we looked at the front bumper. Tell us about the back bumper.
The back bumper, because I wanted to remove the license plate frame from the trunk hood, which is stock. I wanted it on the bumper, so I purchased a 1957 Chevy Nomad rear bumper. And that's a stock rear bumper on any 57 Chevy Nomad.
And dual exhaust.
Yes, quad exhaust, ceramic exhaust, and what you also can't see are Hush Puppy, Flowmaster. I guess they call it Flowmaster Hush Power 2 mufflers rather than Hush Puppy.
Oh, there we are, right underneath. I think you can see it. And boy, underneath this is literally clean enough to eat off of. It's spectacular. You've obviously not taken this down many muddy roads.
No, the car has never been in the rain, never. And also what you can't see, that's where the camera's aiming, you're looking at a Ford 9-inch positive traction 350 rear end. And also, if you can see them, there are chrome traction masters under the car, right in front of the rear wheels.
Yep. All right, let's come around the side here. Let's take a look in the driver's seat. Again, doors, flippers come up, of course, as they did on this.
Yep.
You're talking about the carbon fiber look, and you can see it on the seats. You duplicated that carbon fiber.
We matched the thread color to the color of the car.
Right.
Also, under the car, I should have told you, there is a rhino liner to help the car from a soundproofing standpoint, and also to protect underneath. If somebody does want to drive it and they want to get it dirty, they simply have to take a power wash system and clean it, and it will clean right up. And
we saw that, I think, a little bit. You could see that the color was done to match the rest of the outside of the car, too.
And the other thing you can't see from the inside is the interior, whole interior is lined with Dynamite, so that it is soundproof.
That's great.
I don't want to say soundproof so you can't hear anything, because you can hear the exhaust quite distinctly, even with the Dynamite.
I've ridden in this car, and yes, you can, but that's kind of the fun and the idea of it. Tell us a little bit about the gauges while we're looking here, too.
The gauges are a custom gauge, and the color has been matched gray so that they kind of offset to fit the color of the car and the dash, just to add to the sophistication. Got a tachometer in it. And speed limit, speed max says 140. I will tell you, if nobody else will quote me, I've had it up to 131 times in fifth gear.
All right. That was just by accident, though, right?
Absolutely by accident.
Exactly.
If any of Westland's finest are listening, it was absolutely by accident.
And here's that carbon fiber you mentioned in the dash as well. And of course you have air conditioning, vintage air.
Vintage air, cooling system.
And a good looking stereo too. And a good sounding stereo.
Yes, it's a great sounding stereo. The name of that stereo...
I think it's an Alpine, it looks like.
Alpine, there you go.
Yep, and you've got the remote here as well. And tell us a little bit about the plaque that was done here for this.
Well, I wanted to time the restoration of the car to its anniversary, and so I wanted to match the 1957 with the 2007, so that's a 50th anniversary plaque, if you will, and it also has a shifting pattern for the 6-speed transmission.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sitting on carbon fiber of all things.
Imagine that. This looks great. And steering wheel.
Steering wheel is a Flaming River stainless steel system. It's called their Waterfall series.
Mm-hmm. And we do have the VIN plate, which is here.
Yep.
I'll turn her
That's the
sideways
original
here.
VIN plate.
Original plate. There we are. Just kept its numbers. And again, this detail work, if people look at the upholstery, again, beautifully done, these door panels. Again, you've kept that same look.
Part of the expense for the upholstery was due to the fact it has a one-piece headliner in it.
Oh, really?
Designed by yours truly.
Aha. Let's take a look. And again, you've carried out that same
pattern. With
pattern.
The seats,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Side panels.
We'll take a look in the back seat here as well. And you've carried on that same theme throughout.
And I will guarantee that the back seat has never been used for anything.
For anything.
Anything.
You qualified that.
Yep.
That's good. All right. Yeah, let's take a look under the hood.
Sure.
Okay. Pop it here. Again, just beautifully done, the detail work.
The engine is a ZZ4 Chevy Crate engine with 355 horsepower. It's got Corvette aluminum heads. It's got a ZF Chevrolet 6-speed manual transmission, Chevy hydraulic clutch, an Edelbrock Performer intake manifold, and AFB 4-barrel carburetor. Hedman headers, and that fuel injection system that's sitting on top isn't really one at all, but it's a K&M air intake system by Walter Proper.
You know, it's all stainless steel lines
Yes.
all the way throughout.
Yes, and you can see that the wiring has disappeared.
Yes.
We've hidden all the wiring, which makes this a special look. The belts here on the front work off of a March Performance serpentine system. Sorry, but that K&M AirTake filter,
Intakes, yeah.
yeah, which was about $800, but I had to have it because it complemented the whole situation.
It's a great look.
The hinges are concealed with the box.
Mm-hmm.
And the other enhanced feature is the front of where we hide the radiator.
That's great. Again, the metal work on this is absolutely gorgeous. On the back side, we can see the back of the radiator here. Have to ask if you want to start it up.
Sure.
It's pretty to look at, but it sounds great too.
heavy small block, it will put your head in the back seat if you want to get after it.
Let's take a listen to the exhaust. Great exhaust on this car, too. Great.
Well, it says body by Fisher. It is also body by SoCal Custom. Put in the sample.
All right, well, shut her down. Let's take one last look in the trunk, too. About the only part we haven't really looked at. Great amp in the back here.
Yes.
Yep.
There is a battery tender, which I keep handy because the car only has 800 miles on it, driven just to local car shows in Oregon. And it's good for keeping the battery amped up when it's not being driven.
Sure. And again, you've carried on this same theme that you did in the headliner
Yes.
in the top of the trunk,
Yes.
which is really neat. And just the little details, again, just the finish plating on latches, things that most people would not do, you have done on this car, and it's absolutely beautifully done. Well, it is unique, it is a one of a kind, there's no question about that, and all I can say is it's a spectacular car, Denny. You've done a beautiful job.
Thank you.
Thank everyone for watching, and enjoy.